Hi guys, today we're going to have a quick preview of KartKraft. I say preview because I do not yet want to give any conclusions, as this is a game that is still in development, and we go through and have a rundown of the features. I unfortunately can't cover multiplayer because I am not yet part of the soft launch, but hopefully soon. And also, to celebrate the soft launch of multiplayer in KartKraft, I'm giving away 5 copies of the game via Steam for those that wish to play it. So if you'd like to enter this competition, please, in the comment section below, write down your favourite racing experience. If that's real, great. If it's virtual, all good still. And don't forget to like this post, subscribe to the channel, and then I'll look through those comments and pick 5 winners. Let's get on to the preview. Personally, I prefer the smaller, slower, single-speed karts. They're a lot of fun to throw around the track. And it's also what I've had more experience with in real karting, so that I have that one-to-one relationship with that vehicle, so I know what I'm expecting to be feeling. With the faster karts, that's less the case, and I have to admit to being pretty terrible when it comes to shifter karts. Once you've got your wheel bound correctly and you're in game, it really starts to feel like you're in a kart. It's a lot harder to drive than a real kart, and that's partly because of that feeling you get from your butt and your inner ear when you're in a kart. I have effectively audio transducers under my seat, so I can replicate a little bit of that, but it is really not the same thing. You need that inertia to really get that feel in the kart, especially when you're in rotation. I found that quite hard to do. But it does feel very good. It feels pretty much up there with the R Factor 2 kart mod that I've used before, and that was the best kart experience I'd had before. So I'm really quite pleased with how this game is progressing, and I look forward to see how things improve in the future. Right now you have practice, time trial and race. Races are with AI, and you can specify up to a certain number of AI. I race in VR, and it's great that they've got that VR integration in place already. I think now they also have triple support, so it's getting there in terms of the enthusiast market, which is good to see. The AI when racing in VR, if you have more than, say, a handful of karts, it starts to get a little bit chuggy. I found that I was having to max out 8 karts in a field. I did try 13 karts initially because I thought a nice big grid to go through, and I felt that I was losing too much performance on my machine, and I've got quite a mammoth machine here, so it's a little unfortunate that it struggles at that rate. But I've seen other racing games that use the Unreal Engine also suffering in a similar way. So I don't think necessarily that's anything to do with KartKraft. So I've mentioned before on this channel that KartKraft is not without its problems, and as a work in development we kind of expect a few anyway. So let's not be too harsh. So the first is that there's currently no multiplayer. That is an issue that is being dealt with, and hopefully that will be resolved quite soon, as the multiplayer beta is, at the time of writing, in progress. So fingers crossed that goes well. It has some issues in regards to the physics engine, but I'm hoping they manage to resolve those. I've flipped the kart over more than once, where the AI have ploughed straight into me, which leads me on to the problem with AI. It's not very sophisticated at this point, and that causes the odd problem with contact. They just crash straight into you. They take their line regardless. There are times when they move out of the way, to make room for the kart that's on their inside, but they've also had a tendency to plough straight into the side of me. I haven't had any crashes from the game, so that's a positive. The audio leaves a lot to be desired, but that's, let's face it, as much a problem with karts in general as it is with the game. I think they've done a reasonable job with the low end sound, but when it starts sounding like a strimmer down the straight, and you've got 12 other karts on track with you, or 11 other karts on track with you, it becomes a bit painful to listen to. By default, the game binds your joypads that you have installed and your keyboard, but it doesn't necessarily bind your wheels, so you end up having to do that yourself, which isn't necessarily a big problem, but because it's bound to those other devices and it tries to allow you to use all of those at once, it can be problematic. And I've had a similar issue with Wreckfest as well for doing the same thing, so you can't really blame this game completely for that. It's trying to help, and it's one way of tackling that problem. It's not necessarily a way I enjoy, but it is one way. So in conclusion, I think KartKraft is shaping up to be a really fun experience. It's been in development for a couple of years now, so it's not the newest title, but it is still actively in development, and as a small indie, you kind of expect development to be a little slower. Multiplayer could really make or break this game, so it'll be interesting to see how that shapes up. But so far, I'm enjoying driving around some of the tracks and improving my times around there. I don't think I could consider it a more serious experience until multiplayer is in place. So I hope you liked this KartKraft preview and you've entered the competition by leaving a comment below. And I'll be drawing names out of the hat, so to speak, next week. So please tune in for my videos. Goodbye for now.